Welcome back to another video. In today's video, as you can already tell by the title, I am going to be helping y'all decipher between real connections versus fake connections. It is so hard to tell when someone is being authentic or being a full-on con artist. People pretending that they love you, they care for you, they your friend, or they your boyfriend, your girlfriend. Whole time they dating your cousin, they best friends with your op. So we're gonna prevent all of that, and by the end of this video you will not deal with a fake person ever again, because your discernment is gonna be top tier. It's gonna be A1. But let's get started. All right, if you are dealing with someone, you know, trying to get to know them in a relationship type status or anything of those regards, whether you're trying to become a girlfriend or become a boyfriend or just get into the talking stage, or you're already in the talking stage but you're trying to move on up from that, if you are ever confused at any point of what you guys are or where you guys are going, they don't want you. They don't. I'm telling you guys from experience and from other stories that I hear all the time. Like, this is just so common. But if you're confused about how a person feels about you, no matter what they say, no matter what they do or how they make you feel, if you are confused, 10 times out of 10, they don't want you. What you think is real is not. Okay, they're playing you. Yeah, they'll say, oh, I want you, I feel this way about you, oh, I'm gonna do this for you, I'm gonna do that. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Not I'm doing. No, it's I'm gonna, meaning it's never gonna happen. Okay, them actions are never gonna come into fruition. So just save yourself the time, the heartache, the heartbreak, and just distance yourself, because you know when someone likes you. Like, don't be delusional. You know them guys that are in your DMs, like constantly just blowing you up, or you go somewhere frequently, maybe it's the gym or something. I don't know, but in a certain atmosphere, there's always this guy or two that's, you know, or a girl. Okay, this is completely co-ed, but that person that's always, you know, paying attention to you or trying to get your attention, just putting in effort and energy, complimenting you, you know, asking you out on dates or something like that. You know that those people like you because what? They're showing you. They're showing you. And not only that, don't get me confused, because people could do all that and still do you dirty. But at least you weren't being delusional over actions that weren't even being played out in the first place. However, you know when a person likes you and you know when a person doesn't. When a person doesn't like you, allow them to be them over there. You go where you're wanted. Love on yourself until somebody who actually wants to love on you comes into the picture. Don't try to force someone to love you, because first of all, that's embarrassing. Second of all, it's forced. It'll never feel real or natural. So let it be. Okay, it's okay. There is plenty of people in the world. That person is just not for you, and that is okay. It's not a step backwards, it's a step forward. Just because it didn't play out the way you wanted it to doesn't mean it went wrong. It means it went right. It didn't play out the way you wanted it to because that wasn't meant for you. Now what is for you is on its way to you because you've opened yourself to it. Next, like I was already saying, if they really wanted you, you would know. You wouldn't have these questions, these thoughts. Like, you wouldn't be in a pensive state about how this person feels about me. They wouldn't be giving you ambivalence. Okay, they wouldn't be giving you a reason to feel confused or have to ask your whole family, your friends, oh, does he really like me? He doesn't. Just stop making it harder on yourself and accept it for what it is. Okay? The potential of someone isn't always fulfilled, so do not get attached. Okay, a lot of people don't even get attached to the person. They get attached to the potential, to the good that they see in them, the vision. I don't know. They just get attached to this image that they have in their head of this person, that they delude themselves to. Is that even a word? I don't know. Anyways, they're fitting into their delusions, right? That this person is something that they're really not. It's a person that they want them to be, which low-key, that is toxic, because you trying to make someone be something that they're not. So potential is out the window. Okay, actions is going to tell you everything. Actions, feelings, vibes. Be observant. Okay, don't be naive. Pay attention, and sometimes just shut up. Okay, close that mouth. You will know everything you need to know by just shutting up up. Yeah, let that person talk, because people will tell them themselves. I don't know, it's just human nature. We just talk to talk, and sometimes we subliminally and subconsciously say things that, you know, reveal the real. Okay, and for somebody who is trying to pretend to be something that they're not, they will literally incriminate themselves by accident. It is easier living the truth than it is living a lie. A lie is something you have to keep up with. The truth is just something that you have to remember. And ask them questions, bro. Okay, I'm sorry, my seat is like getting on my nerves, but anyways, ask questions. Okay, what I mean by that, ask specific, intricate questions, because some people like to go around the bush. No, beat around the bush. Some people like to beat around the bush when you ask them flat out questions. But if you didn't ask it in a certain way, like this, say you see somebody, right? They're in your workspace or whatever, and you think they're cute or attractive, whatever, and you're like, hey, like, do you have a wife? I know that's not the first thing you would say, but say you guys have gotten to that point, right? And you're just like, hey, I was wondering, like, do you have a wife? And he's like, no, I don't. But that doesn't mean he doesn't have a girlfriend. He just said, no, I don't have a wife. He chose not to tell you the whole thing, right? So that's what I'm saying. People will leave out specific details, so it could be like, well, I didn't lie because you didn't ask. But really, you're hiding it, though. Obviously, I'm asking you this question for a reason. So that's what I'm saying. Ask your questions. And sometimes ask them repeatedly, not within the same time period, but over time, ask the same questions just to see if they told you the truth. And this goes for everyone. I mean, everyone and their mama knows this saying, but I feel like it has to be implemented again. Actions will always speak louder than words, okay? You know, the activities that we choose to indulge in, or the people that we choose to be around, the type of energy that we're attracting. Actions don't always mean doing something for someone. Like, oh, actions speak louder than words. If he gets me this, da da da. No. Pay attention to all his actions. You know, when he chooses to go out, what is he choosing to do? When he chooses to go out, who is he choosing to hang out with? Okay, next up, I feel like a lot of women need to hear this. Girls, whatever. You want it to work so bad that you are willing to drive yourself crazy, insane, deranged, the whole nine. You are willing to do so much damage to yourself just to force this connection. Something that's not supposed to work out, you're just forcing it to work. You can't even blame the guy at this point. You have to blame yourself, because you just keep on going and going and going when clearly it's not going anywhere for a reason. I don't care how much you love that boy or how much you think you love him. If it causes you to hurt your own self, damage the other relationships around you, it's not for you. I'm sorry, but it's not. If you are with someone romantically, that person should be influencing everything high vibrationally around you. They shouldn't be pulling you away and isolating you from your workspace, your family relationships, your friendships. They should be influencing those things. They should be boosting that up. They should be adding to your peace, not decreasing it, making you go insane. Okay, a relationship is work, yes, but a relationship should not be draining. If it is draining, it's not for you. Like, break it off. A relationship is supposed to be uplifting. Okay, your partner is supposed to influence, have vibrations. He's supposed to be, or she is supposed to be influencing you to be the best version of yourself. And that means he's not, or she's not going to be causing you pain, suffrage, all of these unnecessary, that should be your safe place. That should be your person that you feel you can confide in and you're comfortable with. This person should be making your stomach turn, your head hurt, you can't sleep at night, you can't eat. That's the person you want to be with? Girl, stand up. Please stand up. You have to know where to draw the line. You have to be stronger than your feelings. If you let your feelings override your logic, man, you will live a miserable life. And the only person to blame is yourself. It's not those people. It's really not. Once you detach yourself from what's not for you, you make room. You begin to make room for what is for you. You've been working so hard at your goals, ambitions, and desires, and you're like, dang, like, I've been at this for a minute. Why hasn't it come into my life yet? Check your circle. I always say this, check your circle. Check who you're also putting energy into. You can't fully receive the best of the best if you're still entertaining things that's lower than that. You want all these high vibrational things, but you're still entertaining low vibrational things. So yeah, you might be doing good, you know, for far as your career, but when it comes to your love life, you're not gonna move on. You're not. And if you do, it is going to be conflict after conflict after conflict, and that is going to cause drainage. So you need to let go of the things that are not for you so you can make room for the things that are for you. The transition is always the hardest, man. Once you get over that bridge, rainbows, fireworks, sunshine. I know it's hard to let go. Trust me, I've been there more than once. But I promise you, I've never looked back. I've never looked back. Getting over those attachments and finally transitioning, bro, I wouldn't want my life any different than the way it is now, because I'm only going up. Back then, I was stagnant. Now I'm not. I feel so free. I feel so complete. I feel so happy. I would never go back to the place that I was in before. But was I thinking that then, when I was attached, when I didn't want to transition and move on? No. I was like, what is this happening to me? Oh my God, like, I just wanted that. But the feeling of that madness eventually passes, okay? And you begin to realize, dang, I was wasting so much time and energy into something that wasn't even worth it. I was the one making it worth it. I was the one who made it special. It wasn't special on its own. So it don't matter, because wherever I go, I'm gonna make it special. I'm gonna make it special. That's what makes it. Those situations were nothing without me, because I was the one putting in all the energy. Everything was one-sided. The only reason why it was as bright as it was for the short time being, the ephemeral time period, was because I kept it together. I was doing all the work. And once I found that out, you know, doing introspection, I was like, man, I deserve someone who's going to put in the same amount of effort as me and more. We're supposed to be pouring into each other, not taking and taking. So, yeah. Now, I'm pretty sure we all know this. We all know it. I'm not pretty sure. I know that we all know this. All the signs are right in front of us. All the time. All the time. But as humans, you know, especially as girls too, I'm not gonna lie, when it comes to relationships, connections, situationships, which, don't be in a situationship. That is so stupid. Please don't. We tend to overlook the signs because we want it to be something that it's not, like I was saying earlier. But when we choose to overlook those signs, we become the cause of our tribulations, the cause of our heartbreaks, because we have the signs, so we have the choice to take advantage and leave and choose ourselves, but we didn't, right? We chose to change the situation. Oh, it's not like that. It's just the whole delusion of thinking that you can change somebody else. Well, if I treat him this way, that way, he'll stay and he'll be this way. I promise you, nobody's gonna change if they don't want to. If someone doesn't want to change, they're not. I'm sorry. You can tell them anything. You can try to persuade them. You can give them $1 million fucking dollars. If they don't want to change, they're not going to. There is nothing you or anybody else can do about it but themselves. Okay? Stop being delusional. Relationships are hard, but delusional ships are harder. Yeah, y'all haven't heard that one, huh? A relationship is hard work. Okay? But a delusion ship is even harder. You know why? You gotta work 10 times more. Okay? Because you're trying to convince yourself, him, and the situation that it is something that it is not. You have to completely live in a delusion, not even the real world. Do you know how embarrassing that is? Do you know how sad that is? Like, ooh. And some people think that's cute. Some people think that's fun. Some people think that's, you know, the way to life. Our generation is fucking doomed. That's why I'm single right now, because I don't have time for that. And you shouldn't either. This one, oh my God. I feel like I have to scream this because when I say this, bro, someone leaving your life and then coming back to you doesn't mean that they love you, doesn't mean that they regret doing what they did to you, doesn't mean that they miss you, does not mean that they care for you more than they cared for you when y'all first got together. No, they're coming back to see if you're still stupid. They're coming back because they're going to see if you're going to put up with the BS that they have put you through before. They're coming back because they realize that nobody's going to care for them and love them the way that you care for them and love them. They're coming back because they're lonely, because they're immature. They're not comfortable in their solitude. So they don't care who they're around as long as they're around someone. They don't care about you. If it was real, it would have never left in the first place. Take that in. Love yourself. And show that you love yourself. Don't just say, yeah, I love myself, and then do all of these degrading things and allow all of these, self-dehumanizing events play out in your life. Don't say you love yourself and allow someone to disrespect you. Don't say you love yourself and allow somebody to degrade you. Don't say you love yourself and allow someone to drain you. Don't say you love yourself and then be with someone who truly doesn't love you and they show you through their actions. Don't say you love yourself and you deserve the best of the best, but you're giving your time, energy, the time of day to bums because you don't love yourself, you don't value yourself, you don't have as much self-worth as you think you do, as you say you do, because your actions aren't showing that. That's the hardest part. We can say anything that we want, but then turn around and do something else, bro, that's gonna incriminate what we just said. It don't matter. We can say that we love ourselves, but then continuously deal with a guy who is emotionally immature and not available, right? With that comes disrespect, lack of maturity, lack of accountability. And if we're dealing with all of that, we are not receiving the full love, attention, affection, and care that we deserve. So that means we don't truly love ourselves, because if I show myself the utmost love, why would I go to someone, why would I be with someone who doesn't show me that and more? I love myself, so I would never be with someone who doesn't love me as much as I love me and more. I love myself, so why would I be with somebody who makes me feel less than? I wouldn't, because I love myself. But if you're saying that you love yourself and you're worth this and that and your values, and you're with a bum who treats you like you don't love yourself. So stop saying that. Stop saying that, or say it until you truly believe it. Fake it till you make it. But don't be delusional, because that is another form of delusion. You're saying one thing, but then you're manipulating yourself. Actions speak louder than words. Words and actions go hand in hand. Both things are very, very powerful. So you want to be something? Be it. You want to actually love yourself? Do it. It's not hard. I mean, I wouldn't say that. It is hard. But damn. But if it's something that you truly want and you know you deserve, there is nothing that can get in the way of that but you. I love saying this. This is one of my sayings, other than the 50 sayings that I have. But believe people. The car just started. Believe people when they show you who they are the very first time. The very first time. Not the second time, not the third time, not the second and a half time. No, the very first time. Now let me tell you why. I'm gonna just go to the freaking extreme, because I feel like that's the only way people gonna hear me, really. Someone cheats on you. Okay, you're in a relationship. Your partner cheats on you. And obviously you're hurt, but then they beg for your forgiveness. They tell you how much they love you, and the other person, oh, they're nothing to me, like I swear I won't ever do it again. And then you take them back. Let me ask you this. A person who is loyal, do they cheat? Does a loyal person cheat? Just answer that question for yourself. A loyal person. Loyal is an action. So a person who's actually loyal, do they cheat? No, they do not. Because what? They are loyal. So if someone just cheated on you, that means that they are a cheater. They're not loyal. Once a cheater, always a cheater. I mean, people change, but if they were willing to do that to you the first time around, I guarantee you, you're not important and they will do it again. Ask yourself, would I have cheated on my partner? If your answer is no, that's all I gotta say, bro. Because if you don't get that, come on. If you would never do something to somebody, but then they do it to you, just think about that, okay? Somebody doing something to you that you would never do to them. It's like, that's like getting effed over by a friend, and you're like, dang, like I would have never done this to you. You wouldn't want to be with somebody like that. If someone has committed any type of infidelity or disrespect, calling you out your name, that's the type of person they are. Because if they weren't, they wouldn't have did it. They wouldn't have did it in the first place. I'm a loyal person. I would never cheat. Me being in a relationship, my partner doesn't have to worry about that, because that's just not the type of person I am. But if I was a cheater, if I've done it in the past, if I have, multiple occasions where I do cheat, I'm deceitful, whatever, then yeah, my partner would have to worry about that. But since I'm not that person, he doesn't have to. You get it? A person will always show who they are. They will just become more discreet about it. So just do yourself a favor and leave the first time. Because if they weren't like that, they wouldn't have did it in the first place. Babe, ask yourself. Okay, you know how you want to be treated, right? Treat other people how you want to be treated, right? So ask yourself, would I deceive and disrespect my partner? No, right? Because that's not the type of person you are. So if you did deceive and disrespect them, that means you are the type of person. Because if you weren't, you wouldn't have did it. Same goes for people who cheat or deceive or disrespect. They can say they're the most respectful person, but once that B word fly out their mouth, we could say otherwise now. So believe people the very first time they show you who they are. Because I'm promising you, it's going to be showing up again in different situations. It might not always be as big, but it's always the principle behind the action. It always starts out small. It really does. And it only accumulates over time. So it's, dang, something just fell on my windshield. But it's your choice if you want to continue with that. Just know it's gonna get worse. Cause if it wasn't gonna get worse, it wouldn't have started in the first place. Okay, like I was just saying, this is something that just popped up in my mind. I might go into further detail, but I don't want to talk too much because I know I don't want to talk your heads off. But it can be the smallest thing, as a like on Instagram. And I'm not just talking about liking a picture that's like, a fit or whatever, but I'm talking about half naked pictures or liking someone's story, sliding up on their story with hard eyes, like little things that don't seem so big, which I don't know how that wouldn't seem big to anybody, but sometimes it's not. And I'm like, first of all, it's the principle behind it. Your man is complimenting another woman when you're supposed to be his woman. So first of all, that's embarrassing for you. She's gonna be like, oh, look at who man in my DMs. Not only that, but it's like, why is my man interested in other women? That makes no sense. You're in a relationship. We're locked in. Why are you... What? That's embarrassing. But then he comes up with this excuse, and then, he apologizes to you, just makes you feel all good. And you're like, okay, like, if it won't happen again, like, well, I'll take you back, and you take him back. Now he knows he has to be more secretive, more discreet about it. He can have this surreptitious relationship with someone that you don't even know. So believe people the first time when they show you who they are. Small issues have big principles, and those small issues will only lead to bigger issues. Okay, why would you want to be with somebody who doesn't treat you as a queen or a king? A relationship is supposed to be growing. Okay, y'all are supposed to be building each other up, building an empire, right? How can you do that if your partner's eyes is everywhere else but on you and your relationship? Get real with yourself. Okay, I feel like this is gonna help a lot of people because we all have great advice. I feel like we all come together. But when you're in a situation, difficult situation, confusing situation, whatever it is, the same advice you would give to your friend, give to yourself. Say your homegirl, your homeboy was coming to you with something. That's how you have to look at it. Your homegirl's coming up to you, oh, this happened, what would you say to her? Leave that boy alone. That's what you would tell her. Just as an example, she's coming to you about her man, and it ain't pretty, right? Let's just say the situation ain't pretty and she coming to you. Are you gonna tell her, oh girl, take him back, like, you know, he didn't really mean it? No, you're gonna be a real friend and be like, girl, drop him and do better for yourself, because you deserve the whole world. Sorry, y'all, that truck is kind of loud. But anyways, the same advice that you would give to your friend, give to yourself. Take your own advice, bro. Like, don't be delusional saying, homegirl, you know, you deserve better, you need to get better, because don't just uplift your friends, uplift yourself. You know your homegirl deserves better, but you know you deserve better too. So the same advice that you would give to her, give to your damn self. I'm telling you, the more you trust your intuition, the stronger your discernment grows, and you're able to see things by just looking. I'm telling you, you don't even have to be in a situation long to know what it is. I can tell what type of guy he is just by being in front of him or looking at him. Like, I can feel people's energies. You know, we all have energies attached to us, and I can tell the type of guy I can tell what type of guy a guy is by just being in front of him. Just by being able to feel his energy, I am able to know, okay, he a player, he actually a serious one, or he's just about himself right now. I can always tell, because I've dealt with a lot of situations and I started to actually listen to myself instead of feeding into delusions. So now my level of discernment is top tier. You feel me? It's easier for me to decipher between real versus fake connections. You can always tell what type of person someone is by just being around them. We are literal spirits, bro. We're energy. So that is one of our most highest qualities, is to be able to tell how someone is based off their energy. You need to grow that freaking discernment, okay? Increase that intuition, okay? Clairvoyance, and use it to your highest and best advantage, okay? It's cold out here, y'all. Like, I'm telling y'all, it's just getting worse day by day. Everybody turning cold-hearted, and there's hardly any real people left, okay? But we gotta be there for ourselves, because if we're not there for ourselves, who gonna be there? Who gonna be there? This one, oh my God, this one is, yeah, okay, bro. Say you're with a guy, he does everything right. He takes you out on dates. He supports you. He just makes you feel like the only girl in the world, right? He does all these good things for you. But it's just this one thing that he doesn't do right. I'm not saying we're supposed to be perfect, because we're not. Okay, there's things that we always have to work through. But this is what I'm talking about right here. Say he does all these good things for you, but then he either disrespects you or crosses a boundary that you have set in place. And it's like one of the major boundaries, bro. You're going to be like, oh, well, he does this, this, and this. No, y'all can't even see because my steering wheel. He does this, this, and this, and this, right? So it's okay. You know, I'll just brush it, leave it to the side. No, you need to hold that man accountable. Why would you want to be with somebody who gives you 90%? So he does all this right, but he gets to slack over here? Absolutely fucking not. Absolutely not. I mean, if you want that, then okay, but then don't go complaining to anybody else or yourself. But you want somebody that gives 110% all the time. And same goes for you. You should be doing that for them if you expect that out of them. You know, y'all should be pouring into each other, like I said. But do not allow someone to get away with things because they're good to you in certain or other aspects of your relationship dynamic. That will lead to heartbreak, because they're gonna think they can get away with certain things because they feed you good, they take you out on dates, you know, they post you on their story. So when certain problems come up, it's just shoved to the side, because why do this for you, I do that, and you're like, yeah, you're right, like, okay, let's not do that, okay? Let's not be dumb. Okay, last but not least, bro, relationships, connections, friendships should not be transactional. And what I mean by that is, you shouldn't be going into the friendship or relationship or connection thinking like, okay, well, what are you gonna do for me if I do this for you? Or if I do this for you, what are you gonna do for me? Ew, nothing is genuine. You're only doing it because you want something. Don't if you are doing something for something instead of from something, that's toxic. And if your partner is doing that, toxic. Everything you do should be from love, not for love. You will receive love if that person wants you to. Okay, it don't matter what you do. So make sure that what is falling on my bro? You guys should be pouring into each other. Nothing is a transaction. You're doing it because you want to do. You're doing it because you genuinely feel like that person deserves it, and you genuinely want this person to feel good. Like they just deserve this, and that. So you're giving it to them, not because, oh, well, if I give this to you, you got to give me this, you got to give me that. Ew. Do it because you actually want to. Is the word genuine not in the vocabulary anymore? Like, I don't get it, bro. Now, don't get me wrong. If you are pouring into a person and they're not pouring back into you, then that is a problem because they're just using you. You feel me? But I'm saying everything don't always got to be tit for tat. Y'all going dollar for dollar all the freaking time. You know, like, that's what I'm talking about. Transaction. Like, it shouldn't be dollar for dollar, da-da-da-da. No, but do know when someone is using you. Okay, don't be doing this and this for the person, you know, because you genuinely want to, and then when it comes to you, they get you a happy birthday card with no writing in it. That's not what I'm talking about. So just make sure that your intentions with a person is always genuine and pure. No matter what, you will win. Okay, if that situation doesn't work out, it's because, okay, it no longer serves your purpose. That person's not for you. Now you keep on being genuine, pure, and good-hearted. So what is for you can come to you. You will always win. You will always win. I promise you. But y'all, that is it for today's video. This was a really good video. Actually, oh my God. I hope that y'all actually heard me. Not listened, but actually heard me and felt me. Because y'all was giving y'all the real. That's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys leave a like. And don't forget to don't forget to subscribe, y'all.